Well then, how can you tell when you're really in love?
Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. This is a video that I am absolutely like gobsmacked I'm actually filming, and I'm sat here talking about this because this has been one of the craziest and most life-changing journeys of my life. I'm excited to share it with you, but I also can't believe that I'm even in this position where I'm on the other side and able to talk about it like it's something in retrospect, because in a way, for a lot of it, a lot of the sort of mental issues that came with it are still with me. Basically today I want to talk to you about my weight loss story, my weight loss journey, my fitness journey, whatever you want to call it. I posted some things on my Instagram a few days ago, basically showing you guys my transformation pictures and the fact that I was able to fit into my favourite skirt for the first time in months, and it was just crazy the response I got from it. Like, I got so much support and people asking me like how I actually did it, so I'm just gonna talk to you about how I did it basically. So I think I should start at the very beginning. I am 5'8", and during sixth form I was around 11 stone, and that for my height is a healthy weight. I also always used to wear like really tight fitting clothes. I was always really body confident, and I was really like, I always used to wear like tiny short skirts and like really low cut tops and like crop tops and all of that sort of stuff. And I was really, my body was never sort of a factor in anything I'd wear. I'd wear whatever I want, whenever, wherever, like it was never ever an issue for me. Then university started and I absolutely loved uni. Like, I had the best time and I was out partying and having the best time with my friends and meeting people and loving my course and loving throwing myself into it all. But amongst that, basically my diet and exercise just went downhill. I stopped going to the gym. I went out 4 nights a week, and each time I went out I would drink like 2 bottles of rosé wine. And if you didn't know, a bottle of rosé wine approximately has around 1,000 calories in it. And then after every night out I would have a McDonald's, and then during the day for breakfast I'd have eggs on toast, which obviously isn't bad, but then I'd have things like a whole bar of chocolate or a whole packet of biscuits or a whole bag of sweets like multiple times a day, along with like chips for lunch and chips for dinner. Like, I was really unhealthy. I didn't hold back on anything. I didn't think about what I was eating, because I had never in my life put weight on before that stage. Like, I never put on significant weight ever, and so the concept of putting on weight, like, I just didn't know about it. I wasn't educated on even how much you had to eat to put on or lose weight. Like, I didn't know, basically. I didn't even realise I was gaining weight for a really long time. Like, I was honestly so naive. Like, my clothes were getting tighter, but I was just kind of, I didn't really think about it. It wasn't anything that crossed my mind. It wasn't like I couldn't fit into anything for ages. For a really long time, things were just getting tighter. I went through a breakup in autumn semester that was reasonably quite traumatic. I had never been through anything sort of as horrible as that in a really long time, and obviously at that point I was living on my own. I was at university in halls, and so there was no one sort of keeping an eye on me or sort of telling me, oh, you probably shouldn't eat that. Like, I just basically ate to comfort myself. I was really miserable and, to be honest, quite depressed for a while. And I just ate lots and lots and lots of food. I just basically ate lots and lots and lots to comfort myself, to sort of make myself feel better. But even then, like, I hadn't put on loads and loads of weight until spring semester started, and my eating habits just got out of control. The amount of food I was actually eating, when I think about it now, shocks me, just because, like, obviously now to me I can see it's an absolutely abhorrent amount of food that I was eating, but I didn't stop and think like about weight gain, because as I said before, I never put on weight before, I never had to lose weight before, I didn't know anything about it, so it was a completely new concept to me. My mental health and my anxiety hit an all-time low of March this year. I remember there was a point where we were all getting ready to go for a night out, and I was in my room and I thought to myself, oh, I haven't put my favourite skirt on in a while. It's like a denim button-up skirt, and I went to put it on and I couldn't do up a single button. I sort of just fell to the floor and just was like crying for hours, because it was like the first moment that I started to realise sort of how much weight I was actually putting on. It got so bad at points that I wouldn't even let my boyfriend like hug me around the waist or touch my stomach at all, and I wouldn't, you know, get changed in front of him and stuff like that. I was really, really low and was in a really dark place for months sort of regarding my weight, but I didn't actually do anything about it. I just stayed unhappy, and it was sort of this vicious cycle of being miserable and then eating to comfort myself about it. I went into a really, really, really dark place during this time. I hated the way I looked. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. I'd spend days just in bed crying and feeling sorry for myself, and I couldn't fit into hardly any of my clothes. I couldn't wear any of the stuff that I used to wear, and I was absolutely miserable, like absolutely miserable. But I wasn't doing anything about it. I was just being unhappy and being miserable and depressed, and then eating to comfort myself for it. It was like a feedback loop. I wasn't doing anything to change it, but I was still miserable and really unhappy. So sort of fast forwarding to July of this year, I had put on 3 stone in 6 months, which is a lot of weight to put on in such a short amount of time. I developed purple stretch marks within a week. I think it was literally within a week that I developed purple stretch marks on the inside of my thighs and on my hips and all over my legs. And there's nothing wrong with stretch marks, it was just that they appeared so suddenly because of the rapid weight gain that this only made me feel more miserable and more just, I was just self-hating. I hated the way I looked in the mirror, and I was really, I couldn't bear it. It was like I couldn't, every day I got up, I didn't feel comfortable in the skin I was in. I didn't feel comfortable being me anymore. And then there was another point when I came home from summer that myself and my mum went clothes shopping for holiday, and like we were going to buy bikinis and we were going to buy like short shorts and skirts, and I'm sure you can see where this is going. But we picked up my usual sizes, maybe like a few sizes up, but nothing drastic. And I, not only could I not fit into a single thing that we picked out, but like I just didn't like the way anything looked on me at all. I really didn't. And I remember I was stood in the dressing room, and I remember looking at myself in this really pretty dress that I really liked. And I, like, if I, you know, in a different circumstance, I would have loved that dress. I would have been like, yes, let's get it. But I looked at myself and I just started crying because I couldn't bear the way I looked. And it's really hard because it wasn't that long ago in the grand scheme of things, but I still remember how that felt. I still remember how I just remember in that moment I just said, no more, I'm not feeling like this anymore, I can't do this anymore. And so I decided to start dieting and start exercising and properly make a go of it. Like, no fad diet, no, right, that's it, I'm just gonna start eating healthy. It was none of that. I was like, no, I am losing this weight and I don't care how long it takes me. When I went home for summer, I spent a really, really long time self-reflecting and working on my own head and working on my mental health and figuring out what it was that I wanted. Like, what do I want from this next year? How do I want to finish this year? I just knew that whatever I was doing, I couldn't carry on the way I was. I was so down and miserable all the time, and it was affecting so many areas of my life. It was affecting my family life, it was affecting my relationship with my boyfriend and my friends, and you know, I didn't want to go out when I got home because I just didn't want to see anyone I knew from St Albans, because I thought they're going to see me and think, oh my god, she's put on weight. I'd also heard that some people I used to be really, really close with and people I used to really care about had said some really nasty things about me regarding my weight, and like some really awful names. And obviously that got to me massively because it was people that I used to trust, people I used to love. Like, it was horrible. It also made me not want to go out when I got home. Like, I didn't want to see people I used to know because I know that they'd see me after having not seen me for ages and go, oh wow, like that's, you know, that's a big change. So I decided, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not gonna hide away. I'm gonna work on my head and I'm gonna work on my body, and I'm gonna get myself back to feeling like me again, because I could not carry on like this. Now, just for comparative purposes, I'm going to put pictures on the screen here of what I was at the start of my fitness journey. And when I officially started sort of losing weight, it was on the 18th of August this year. I started watching loads and loads and loads of YouTube videos about how to lose weight, and I was watching people like Grace Fit UK and Whitney Simmons, and I was learning about things like the ketogenic diet, the Atkins diet, and all stuff like that. And I basically compiled all of these things that I learned about, like how many calories was in alcohol, what is the lowest calorie alcohol, what should you be eating to lose weight, how much should you be eating, portion sizes, you know, how much exercise you should be doing, all of it. I compiled all of it, and I decided that I was going to go on a high protein, high fat, low carb diet. Now, I just want to clarify before I go any further, I am not recommending this diet for everyone. It is not the safest diet if you are diabetic. Basically, this diet, although it's not the keto diet, it will send your body into a state of ketosis because you're not having carbohydrates, so there's more ketones produced in your blood, and for some people that can be very dangerous. So if you are thinking on going on a diet similar to mine, then I definitely recommend checking with your GP first, because this diet is not safe for everyone, and I wouldn't recommend it if you haven't done your prior research and discussed it with someone. So I just want to say that before I go any further. But for me personally, it worked. I went on a high protein, high fat, low carb diet, and I still ate like a normal amount, to be fair. I was eating under 1,000 calories a day. I completely cut out bread, potatoes, rice, pasta. I cut out all starchy carbohydrates essentially, and I still have. I don't really eat that anymore. And that is just personally what worked for me. I didn't want to sacrifice flavour, I didn't want to sacrifice eating the kind of tastes I like. I didn't mind sacrificing things like potatoes and rice, because to me they were just extras and I wasn't that bothered about them anyway. So at first this was really, really, really difficult, and I had really low energy levels for about a week and a half. And this is also the quickest time frame that I lost weight. The first 10 days of me losing weight, I lost half a stone, which is 7 pounds. Obviously, that is a lot of weight to lose in a short amount of time. I'll put a picture on here of what I look like at this stage. I already felt better. I already felt like my face looked different, and that like I could see my body changing basically before my eyes every day. And I remember my mum and dad came back from holiday and they were like, oh my God, like you look so good, la la la. And I was so pleased, because obviously, I mean, I basically went cold turkey with it. I didn't ease into the diet, I didn't ease into the exercise. It was basically from the word go, right, we're just gonna go for it, because I was so sick of feeling down and I just wanted to feel better. Getting in the right mindset to eat well and to move more, just, it bleeds into everything else in your life and gives you the motivation to do anything you want, and I really believe that. In terms of exercise though, my fitness was appalling. Like, it was really bad. I'd walk up the stairs and have to lie in my bed and feel my heart in my chest going like that. Like, I was really, really unhealthy. I literally started going for 10-minute runs, and then I'd go home and build it up to 15, then 20, then 25, then 30. And then I'd start incorporating HIIT workouts so that I could sort of target different areas of my body. Then once I got to university and got a gym membership, I started weight training again, because, you know, when I was really into fitness during the sixth form, I used to love weight training. I used to love like squats and lunges. I used to get so much more joy and like pleasure out of that kind of exercise than I ever do from cardio. I'm not gonna lie, I hate cardio, it's a necessary evil, but we don't like it. We don't want to do it forever. The main reason I started doing weight training is because when you're losing a lot of fat, well, when you're losing a lot of weight quite fast, it's quite easy to lose muscle, and you don't want to do that. You want to be losing the fat, not the muscle. So I thought, well, I believe that if I start weight training, then I will lose the fat but keep the muscle, which is basically, that was the goal. You know, I didn't want to lose my shape, I just wanted to lose the fat. So now, almost 2 months on, a few days ago, I posted a picture on my Instagram, which I'll put here, and you'll remember me saying that one of the first moments I realised I was putting on weight, I couldn't do up my favourite skirt, I couldn't do up a single button, and I was absolutely distraught. And for the first time in months and months, I mean almost like 10 months, I managed to fit into that skirt that sort of drove me to start this fitness journey, and it was one of the proudest moments of my life, and I've never worked so hard for something ever. And so that was a massive moment for me, and it still is like pretty monumental. And for me, that is a massive milestone, and is what prompted me to start sharing my weight loss journey properly, just because that is basically what began it, and this is sort of where I'm at now. And I just want to clarify, I am nowhere near my goal yet. I am so proud of where I am now. I worked so hard to get to here that I feel like, you know, anything else is just a bonus now, because although I don't think your sort of the way you look should influence the way you think, for me it changed the way I think about myself exponentially. I have never felt so confident and so positive and so motivated as I do in this moment of time. And that's not to do with the way I look, it's to do with the way it's made me feel, the way eating and exercising has made me feel. It's helped so much with my anxiety and helped so much with stress and overthinking, because it's given me a purpose, it's given me a focus and a drive. And if you're watching this video thinking, should I want to start losing weight, I want to start getting fitter, whatever your goal is, then this is your kick up the arse to get off your arse. Like, go start your fitness journey, go get your goal, whatever it is, go to achieve it, because it actually just motivates you in every facet of life. You say you don't have time for it, but you do. You know, they say that diet is 80% of your progress and the other 20% is exercise. But as soon as you start incorporating these things into your life, it honestly changed my life for the better. And I'm so happy that I went through what I went through now, because it has taught me so much about myself. I would never know what makes you put on weight and what makes you lose it, and I think that everyone should be aware of what they're eating. I'm working really hard, and I honestly attribute a lot of it to the, you know, the drive that this journey has given me, and I'm proud of myself. And that's what this video is. It is a journey, and I'm still on that journey, but I'm really happy with where I'm at now. And just to sort of show you comparison, here is my transformation picture. The one on the right is a picture that I took a few days ago, and the one on the left is a picture from around May time. I really hope you guys enjoyed hearing about my fitness journey. I know I've rambled on a bit, but obviously it's a very long story and there was a lot to it. And I've got emotional parts, but that's just because I'm so proud of where I am now. Like, it's just, I feel like I've just come such a long way from where I was a few months ago. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you would like a notification every time I upload a new video. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, my handle is @Houghton. Follow me on there for all the most up-to-date information on what is going on in my life. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!